What's going on, boys? If you are a coach, high ticket sales, or do anything that involves selling very, very expensive products, you are going to love this video. This entire video is like a theory that I've been working on that I have just about perfected, but I'm going to present this theory to you. And once you fully understand it, like once you go through this video completely, it is 100% going to change the way you think about selling expensive products, probably for the rest of your life. Okay, if you've been following me for any length of time, then you know a little bit about me and my experience. I spent about 5 to 6 years in e-commerce, right? Just selling products that were under, I would say, about $100, and just selling those products a lot. That's what my original YouTube channel was first started on. As a matter of fact, if you go back and look at some of my older videos from like 3 or 4 years ago, those are all about Shopify sales. But recently, about 2 years ago, I got into the B2B business, where I took the skills and assets and everything that I learned in e-commerce and then applied them just to the B2B side of things. What I came to realize way later on is that the sales process and how it's traditionally taught in B2B business is extremely broken. If you're watching this video, you're probably a B2B person or in some form of high ticket sales. If you have any product that sells over a few hundred, I would say right around $500, then this video is going to apply to you specifically. Because how we do or how we're taught our traditional sales process right now is kind of just stupid. My cheapest service starts at about 1,000 USDs per month. Essentially, how I was taught that service from every sales coach everywhere is that you get on a sales call with someone, whether that be through cold outreach, whether that be through like somebody following you on social media, whether that be from a referral, you get on a sales call with somebody. On that sales call, there's what you call a 1 call or a 2 call close. Again, if you're in B2B sales, this is nothing new. But essentially, either you have 1 call to close somebody or you have 2 calls to close somebody. Basically, get them to sign the contract, pay the invoice, and agree to start working with you. And you do that in either 1 call or 2 calls. Anything after that is considered basically a waste of time. But that's fundamentally stupid. I want you to understand what I just talked about and what we just went over. The person that you're on a call with, this is more than likely the first time you're ever talking. If you reached out to them cold, like cold email, cold DMs, cold calling, whatever, more than likely, this is the first time that person has ever actually seen your face on a Zoom call. And we're taught to use some type of sales magic or ridiculous trickery to be able to have this amazing $100 million or more as they offer it. But fundamentally, it's really, really ridiculous, simply because the person who you're trying to convince to pay you money has never seen your face before. It doesn't matter how good your offer is. A lot of times, it doesn't matter how good your cold email, your cold call, your cold DM outreach is. If you cannot convince someone that you're trustworthy, then why would they pay you money? Like I said, I spent a lot of time in the B2B landscape. The past 2 years, I've asked multiple sales coaches, I've asked all types of gurus, the answer to this problem, and it felt like nobody had it. I mean, once you really think about it, it's a little silly, right? It kind of seems ridiculous for somebody to just pay you money, or for you to even have the hubris to think that somebody 100% cold who would never hear from you will just buy from you every sales call you get on. Once I started looking at the numbers, that's why the traditional industry standard is 30% call rate. So the amount of calls that you get on versus people who actually close is right around 30%. That makes sense because 7 of those people have common sense and they don't want to pay you because they don't know who you are. When I did a lot of digging, a lot of testing in my old brand specifically, I found a very, very clear and to me, a very, very obvious answer: build a personal brand. Look, I have always had, since I started in the B2B space in January of 2022, I have always had at least an 80% close rate in any 30-day window. And honestly, I thought that was really normal. I didn't think that was a big deal until I started talking to other people about it, and they were looking at me like, dude, are you just some type of amazing salesman or able to snake oil people into buying from you? And I was like, no, I'm not that great of a salesman. I'm actually not that great at too many things in business outside of marketing and video content. But specifically, the only thing that I think is different in my sales process that allows me to get an 80% call close rate is all of my sales calls start off the exact same. I watched your video. Every single person that I've hopped on a call with in the past 2 years, just about all of them have said the exact same thing. I watched the video that you sent me. That led me down some type of rabbit hole, some type of way where instead of watching just the video that you sent me, I ended up watching more of your videos and more of your videos and then more of your videos. It's actually really, really simple. I became a real person to somebody who I reached out to via cold email, cold DM, whatever. Instead of just being some random guy with the, like I was saying, Hormozi offer, I became an actual real person. Where if they wanted to know my strategies, cool, I have a video about that. If you guys want to know what I did this weekend or hanging out with my friends, great, I have a video about that. If you guys want to know what is my flagship offer, what results have I produced for clients, cool, I have a video about that too. That allowed people that before I ever actually got on a sales call with them, they were familiar with me and who I was and what I did. So once they actually got on the call, the only thing I needed to do was tell them why they should buy right now instead of postponing, and then tell them how my service could work for their exact specific situation. I didn't need to sell them on whether or not my service works. I didn't really need to tell them who I was because essentially they already knew. To me, this is the most practical and unbelievably obvious way of building a sales funnel system. Like I told you guys earlier, I'm not very, very smart, but one thing I am really, really good at is looking at systems, finding the obvious flaw that everybody is ignoring and just fixing that one. All of the time that I've spent in B2B sales, the hundreds of other agency owners and different high-ticket people that I've talked to, all of them have came to the same conclusion. Building a personal brand is the best way to improve your close rates and simply make you more money. But that begs the question, how do you actually build a personal brand? The simple answer is just start posting content that deals directly with your target audience and their problem. But to be honest, you probably already do that. What I've noticed is that there are a few really, really crucial ways why people who are in the high ticket sales world, specifically agency owners, coaches, and things of that nature, don't start building their personal brand. They don't have enough time, they don't know how to do it, or they don't believe building a personal brand will actually make an impact in their business. And all of these problems are essentially what the sales process that I've made in my agency fits. For not having enough time, all of our clients spend about 30 minutes per week recording content, and that content is like omni-posted across all of the 6 platforms that matter: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I always forget the next one, LinkedIn. And we make that happen through content coaching. Basically, I sit on calls with all of our clients for about 30 minutes a week and coach them through how to make very, very effective pieces of content. These recording sessions are kind of intense, but they're really, really simple and they're relatively fun once you really get into them. But essentially, it minimizes the amount of time that you need to spend on making content to literally 30 minutes a week. My team handles all of the editing, posting, and caption creation. So now time isn't an excuse. The other one is not knowing how. And to be super duper blunt, my ads and my videos have been seen by well over 50 million people by now. A lot of the videos that I've made or produced have millions upon millions of views, and I've ran businesses that were specifically built on organic content marketing that were wildly successful. So to put it very, very simply, I know how to make something effective on social media, especially because if you're in the B2B space, you don't really need to go viral. You just only need a few hundred views targeted towards a specific audience that wants to buy your product. So I know how to turn attention into sales. So that eliminates the excuse of not knowing how to actually use social media in a way that will actually make you money. And the third, and probably the most important one, not thinking that building a personal brand will actually make you sales. I like to use myself as my agency's best case study. Again, I am not an amazing salesperson, but for my entire career, I have always had an 80% call close rate, and I've had well over 30 clients. But here's the funniest part. My most popular video has 8,000 views. Most of my videos have only about 200 views. So again, you don't need to make Mr. Beast level content. You just need to make highly targeted content towards the people that you're trying to sell to, and then direct them specifically towards that content. Guys, I am telling you right now, building a personal brand, specifically for people in the high ticket sales space, it just works. You're going to convert more customers, more people are going to find out about you organically, and more importantly, people who you would have gotten on calls with that 100% would have ghosted you or just not shown up to the call are going to show up. They're going to trust you more, and they're going to be significantly more open to hearing about your services and actually buying from you simply because you look trustworthy, credible, and good at the thing that you're trying to sell them. I feel like I've made my case by now. You literally just need a personal brand. And if you want my agency to start building you a personal brand where we only get paid after you've built an amazing personal brand that actually builds you leads and get you a whole lot of sales, then go to my agency website down below, and then we'll have a talk and a little bit more of a discussion there. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Literally make a personal brand. You'll be so happy that you did if you're in high ticket sales. Talk more. Peace.